Hi, welcome to Metro 2033 Redux. So, since I've gone ahead and finished off Nightmare House 2, I wanted to go ahead and actually pick up one of my favorite series of all time, especially since Metro Exodus is now out on Steam. I'm going to be making my way through the entire franchise and then go on to Exodus. This is not going to be a blind playthrough. I have played the living hell out of the entire Metro franchise, obviously except for Exodus. So it's not going to be anywhere close to blind. So because of that, we're actually going to go ahead and do a new game. I'm going to do survival mode on Ranger Hardcore. So Ranger Hardcore does quite a few things. It talks about here, it disables the HUD UI, all the hints. It does disable crosshair, and it, generally speaking, just makes your life a living hell. I think this also limits the options. You can only carry 2 weapons instead of 3, which will make this just a little bit more tough. But I think I can go ahead and do it. If for some reason it is too hard, I'll go ahead and I'll probably just chop it down to Ranger mode, where it just goes ahead and it limits all of the HUD and UI elements. But yeah, this is about as hard as it's going to get. Let's go ahead and just get started. Yes, overwrite previous game data. Let's get moving. I want to go ahead and correct out our gamma. I'm actually going to adjust it up a little bit. Oh no, don't do that. That should be good, just because I know the recording is going to come across a little bit dark because of how OBS works.
The tunnel grew colder. Miller and I were close to the surface now. Soon, we would climb up into the howling wind to fight our way through whatever nightmares were waiting there. My long journey was nearly at the end. But would I have the courage, the will to see it through?
Alright, so for these here, because our team talks during all of these, that's actually going to be something I'm going to keep very quiet on. So we're actually starting a little bit farther into the game.
Hey, Artyom, when you left your home station, do you ever think we'll end up in a place like this? Not knowing whether we were about to save our world, or send it straight to hell.
Nope, didn't actually. So this is actually going to be a section that's going to come a little later in the game. Yeah, that's about to fall. Thank you, buddy. I'm not going to out who that guy is because it'll wreck the story.
We'll have to get through the military outpost to reach the surface.
Perfect. Alright, I'm actually wanna... So, there's a few things that have been changed over in the Redux version. One, they added in this lighter mechanic, which the lighter was in there, but they didn't allow you to burn away the spider webs. That's actually an entire enemy class that was at... Oop, don't shoot, you idiot. M to lower that, and F to drop out our flashlight. So, some of the other things that they've added in, you can actually go ahead, I believe they've added in more reticles. Like, there was no
Open the door.
reflex sight in this game before the Redux version. So instead, all you had access to was basically a scope or the iron sights. As well, we also have these notes. Let's go ahead, I want to pick up one of you, and I think it's, if I go into the diary here, what the heck, there's my mouse. So, we got the first note for the prologue. And, yep, so these are actually, that was just the prologue section. Let's check out note 1. There's nobody among the orders of fighters who's ever lived at the exhibition. Why would they risk their lives to save us, total strangers to them? What for? Perhaps they, just as I do, believe that the Dark Ones are a threat, not just for our godforsaken backwater station, but the Metro as a whole. That I don't know, but one thing I know for sure, I can't watch these people and not feel admiration. They couldn't care less which station we hailed from, which god and which politics we believed. The one thing that they actually cared about was that we were human beings and that we were in danger. Joining the Order, one vows to protect the Metro, the last refuge of the human race, the slight typo there, to the end. Some of them believe they can prevail. A lot more think we're doomed regardless, but they don't even think of laying down their arms and giving up the struggle. Such were Hunter's comrades, and it would be the highest honor for me to become one of them. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll accidentally turned on the Steam overlay there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this moving, and then I'll talk a little bit about the story here.
It's always breaking down in here. Use the auxiliary hand system to open the gate.
There we go. So, a couple of things. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, Metro 2033 is a post-apocalyptic Russian novel in which the world ended due to World War III. And all of the surviving people in Moscow...
Check those crates for ammo and...
Yeah, we'll do, man. All the people in Moscow retreated to the underground. The underground in their subway. And that's where everyone has been living for the past 20 years. We play as an individual named Artyom, who's looking for a group of fighters that are called the Order, or Rangers, to go, or I think they also call themselves Spartans, to go ahead and help him solve a particularly nasty threat. And we're going to see more and more of the story as it goes on. I'm going to check out this. So this, yep, this is actually a power box. We're going to go ahead and see them. Normally, they're just part of the story stuff, but turning them on will occasionally give us access to certain things. We can get access, we can go into better places, we can see new things. Like, I'm not sure if... I think if I hit this, this would just turn off these lights. But going ahead, I can actually get a better gas mask and some filters, which you're going to need for the surface. Because the gas mask and filter system is necessary to go outside. The surface is actually just purely toxic.
Follow me.
1 second, man. Let me go down here. Okay, that's nothing. I think another change that they added into this game was that in the original version, there was just a box with a little bit of ammo here, and you could swap guns. I don't have any other weapons either. Yeah, when we get to this point of the real game, it's actually going to end up skipping us ahead. We're not going to come back to this portion and replay it, because we're going to have different equipment, most likely. This guy here, he is one of the people that's part of that order. They're basically a special forces unit. I think they're pretty much all ex-military, and they're pretty much the biggest badasses in the entire Metro. Definitely would not want to get in a fight with any of them. He was talking about in that diary entry that they all swear to protect people. They're basically, they're as quintessential, like, good guys as you can get in this universe. And yeah, he's talking about us needing to get up to a tower, and, oh, I need to get my gas mask on. As I was just talking about almost dying. So let me go ahead. Yeah, alright, I got my weapon loaded. And we are going to end up finding some bodies and such out here as well. I need to go ahead and try to check them as much as possible. Turning on survival mode went ahead and limited the ammo even more than already in Ranger Hardcore. Go ahead. Yeah, these mutants here, they actually take quite a few shots to bring down. And because I'm going to be very, very short on ammo for a good chunk of this, I need to be incredibly careful to make sure that nothing bad happens to me. This guy here, he's going to be fine for this particular section. But I want to go ahead and save my ammo for what's coming next. Alright. Pull. Alright, we got to go ahead and give this guy a hand breaking this off. Alright, go ahead and pull. Perfect. Alright, let's head out here, see if we can find anything. Something else. If we check here, you'll see my watch has a little timer going. That is how long my gas mask lasts. I don't think that it changes depending on what is actually out there. Oop, let me, I'm not going to interrupt this.
We're at the tower. I repeat, we're at the tower. Did the group move out? Over. That's affirmative. We've made contact. They should be in the vicinity of the tower now. Over. Roger, we'll contact you again when we're at the top of the tower. Get a fix on our location then.
Yeah, we almost got run over. So this is another group of these order guys. They have these ATVs or armored vehicles that they use to go around on the surface, and they're pretty heavily armed. They have these big machine guns, and you're about to see in a few minutes here why they have these big machine guns. This is another one of our friends here. And that guy's pointing out there's something bad coming. That something bad is basically a stampede of... I don't actually know what these things originally were. They're some kind of, like, wolves, basically. They're mutant wolves. They're the same things I was just killing with this guy, who they just called the Colonel. So I need to go ahead and actually stay very, very calm. And that beeping you hear is me actually trying to check out my flashlight battery. You have to recharge that periodically. If you don't, it'll end up going completely dead, but it lasts quite a long time. There's no reason that you have to do that. And this guy's about to start the fight, isn't he? Yep, this guy's coming out to shoot us. I need a better class of weapon for this. Machine guns, assault rifles in general, they're useful for the mutants, but they're not exactly the best. Certain classes of... God, I'm almost out of ammo, aren't I? Yep, I need to... Oh, shit. Yep, so there is... Alright, I think I would have had a nice survive pass there. Thanks, buddy. Demons! Yeah, demons. So that, you can kind of tell from the noise, apparently the radiation made tigers grow wings. That's about the most accurate description for them that I can think of. I think that's the in-universe lore explanation. And, yeah, it's not going to be a fun time for us.
Life was never easy in the tunnels, but it was our home. There was comfort in its routines, in seeing the same people day after day. But since the mutant attacks had escalated, fear ruled the station. I had just turned 20, and could never have imagined what would follow on the morning that my stepfather's friend Hunter arrived at the barricade.
So you can see it's 8 days earlier. This is actually the start of the story for us with Artyom. And that's who we're playing as at his home station of exhibition.
Artyom, awake at last, I see. Hunter's on his way in. He should have news from the other stations. Come on.
Yep, so we're just looking at these postcards. That's actually a little story thing about Artyom. You're going to notice I'm going to try to shut up more often in this one than I even did for Darkwood when I go ahead and read all of that. This game does almost as good of a job as Darkwood does at building a... What is what I'm looking for? Is world building is the phrase. This is so well made. I mean, this is absolutely up there as, in my opinion, one of the best franchises that I've ever played. And I think this one is great. This actually sold me on it way back when I first got it. I think even before, maybe it was like 2010. It was 2010, 2011, something like that, if it came out before then. And then Metro Last Light does an even better job, I think, of doing the world building. Yeah, be right there. That's my father. But God, it's so gorgeous, and it's so well done. I'll explain a few more of the changes that occurred in the Redux version. But let me quick. You can play all the instruments, so I'm actually going to try to do that. Split these, yeah, sneak past all these guys. Yeah, if you really want to, you can talk to basically everyone here. Hi, buddy. Here's our dad. He's talking to some kind of a doctor.
If these attacks don't stop, we must do something.
What more can we do?
Okay. So, yeah, there's been a little bit of a problem. Those dark ones that this guy's talking about are some kind of mutant. And those mutants are causing significant problems. They're not just killing us like the wolves are. They're doing something much worse.
Hello, Artyom.
Hi, buddy.
Another patrol was attacked last night. The hospital's full.
That's not good. So our father here actually has some kind of pull with the community. He's some sort of leader or some sort of high-up member. He can actually go into places.
What about Alexei? He was at the outpost.
No visitors.
Pieter!
He's been wounded.
Oh, that's you.
Has anyone seen him? The captain said he was okay, but...
Yep, he goes ahead and we get let in. So actually, I want to sit here and listen to these people. You're going to notice a slight flash when these people stop talking, and a little bit of a noise. Unless they check it out of this one.
said anything.
There we go. So that is part of this moral point system that exists in the game. I'm not going to be getting the best ending for this game. Hi, buddy. It's going to be incredibly tough to do. I think to do it, I want to see you basically have to kill no one. And while that's going to be more doable in the Redux version, and there's going to be some parts of the game I'm going to try not to kill, it's just going to take way too long, in my opinion. I will have to go ahead and kill some people.
This morning.
The Dark Ones do not kill outright,
Let's grab that.
but they damage a victim's mind.
Yeah, he's talking about the Dark Ones and what they do to people.
This leads to death.
Yeah, they basically go into your mind and just ravage it. It's some sort of a psychic attack.
Wait.
Well, keep away from me.
Yeah, these guys, they were victims of the attack. It's just a very unpleasant experience for all parties involved. Alright, let me look around here. Hi guys, what's up? Oh, someone's knocking.
Who could that be?
It's Hunter.
Mutants don't knock first. Open the damn gate.
He does make a good point, you know, would some kind of a mutant creature knock before entering? So this Hunter guy is one of those Order Spartan Ranger guys. and he's kind of considered one of their most badass members.
Welcome to Exhibition Hunter.
He's very changed compared to what he actually is in the book, and there he's a little bit more of a cynic and has a little more of a role. But overall, this guy is just fantastic. He's only going to be with us for a little bit, though, sadly.
Good to see you, Alex.
And he has some kind of
Hello,
a
Artyom.
relationship with our father.
Hunter.
Hi, buddy.
What's happening in the outside world these days?
Not much. Most of what I hear is about the exhibition and the undead infesting your tunnels.
Yeah, nobody really knows what the hell these things are. And you can see this guy actually has some pretty cool gear here. There's like a
Artyom,
silenced assault
I met
rifle and a
trader
shotgun.
selling old
We're going to get
postcards
one of
in New
those
York
later.
City. I thought of your wall.
Oh, kind of you. So doing this is going to net me another moral point. I can go ahead and I can actually take it. Okay, I was going to take it. That's fine. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I think in the original that actually is like a special event. There's a slight cutscene.
If it's hostile, you'll kill it.
Oh, that's not good. Yep, we got mutants attacking us.
Kirill, take your group to the tunnels.
Alex, we must stay here and defend the hall.
Alright, Artyom, quickly, get a weapon.
I like how this guy's just pretty much ready to go kick ass out the gate. So this is going to be our first actual weapon in the game. We get a revolver. For some reason, this is a 44 Magnum. I don't really understand why a 44 Magnum exists in Russia.
They smell the blood.
I think they might have some kind of analogous equivalent, but it's not a 44 Magnum. And this has a little less kick than a 44 Magnum does, in my experience. But these mutants are going to come in. They can come in through any of these 4 vents, or they can come in through there. Like that one. And Hunter here is going to handle it because he's a complete badass. Yep, just hit it and then stab it in the face. There is an achievement in some versions of this game to actually kill all of these mutants. I think they're called Nosalises before they bust through these vents up there. Fairly doable on lower difficulties. No real reason to do it. You can go ahead and, you know, between the 2 guys here that are shooting, there's not really much of a threat. You know, you just gotta basically keep on your toes, keep moving and not get cornered. It's really easy for 2 or 3 of them to smack you to death, but here there's nothing to worry about. Alright, let's go through there. I don't know how much ammo I actually have, so I do want to... Oop, fuck. Yep, and there's my first death. Yeah, I just was saying how there's no threat in this game. Yeah, Ranger Hardcore mode will kick your ass if you're not careful. You know, since I'm lacking any really good firepower, I mostly just want to kind of stay... Oh, nice combat roll. I mostly just want to stay back here, have someone else between me and the monsters. The hell? There we go. Yeah, the other thing, too, is that shooting them in the head is the most effective way of killing them, but because they move around so quickly, it's kind of difficult. You can see some of these ones I'm going to go ahead and just shoot, and they'll go down in a single hit. Others seem to take 2 or even 3. Oop, there we go. 1, 2... That was a complete waste of a shot. Alright, there we go. Oop, come on, this is not good. It's very not good. Yeah, our dad can handle himself. Oh yeah, these things are very, very aggressive. We're going to end up having to fight whole packs of them down the road.
Are you alright?
Yes, I am. Thank you, buddy.
Of course. He's a dead-eye shot, this one. No dark ones here. Just the usual tunnel trash.
Even when you don't see them, the Dark Ones are there. Fear. That's their weapon. That's what made the Nosalises run through the tunnels like rats. The Dark Ones are not simple mutants. They're Homo Novus, the next step in evolution. You've heard about survival of the fittest? Guess what? We lost.
Yeah, that line
happened to you,
is
Alex?
a really great one
You
that
can
kind
go
of
like
sells
lambs to
the feeling
slaughter.
here.
I'll hang on to whatever life I got with teeth and claws.
And Hunter here exhibits my approach to this
You
problem.
are Homo novus with me to hell.
You think you're some old movie cowboy? Have a look, Hunter. 10 soldiers trained in combat. Their bodies broken, their minds gone.
The Dark Ones! They destroyed the outer guard post!
Oh, that's not good. Yep, so while we were getting attacked here, the Dark Ones attacked this outpost here instead, and they just completely eviscerated their way through it. Yeah, the Dark Ones are a real threat, and we need to figure out what the hell is going on here and how the hell do we stop them. And Hunter here is going to be taking point on this particular endeavor.
Knows what's happening out there, beyond your perimeter. I must go recon the situation. Listen carefully, Artyom. If I'm not back here by morning, you must get to Police Station and find a man named Miller. Tell him what's happened to me. What's stirring the northern tunnels. Show this to Miller so he knows I've sent you. I trust everything to you, Artyom. Don't let me down.
Yep.
If we are to survive, this
Knocking
threat
her out.
must be eliminated, no matter the cost. Eliminated. Understand?
Yeah, so Miller is the Colonel. He's the guy that we were fighting with in the prologue of the game.
Hunter did not return. It wouldn't be easy to find an excuse to leave the station and travel to Polis, but I had given my word. I learned that the caravan was heading to Riga the next day and needed guards. I signed on for the ride.
So this is actually going to go ahead and set the stage for the next part of the game. I want to get past this introductory cutscene where we're going to meet our team's best friend, and then I'm going to go ahead and end this part.
Finally! Taking your time as usual, huh? Alright, grab your gear, go to the platform, they're waiting for us. I'll meet you there. Hey, Artyom, don't forget anything, huh?
Alright, so a couple of things that I want to do quick. Once that guy stops singing really loud. We went ahead, we just picked up a few things. This little notebook here is actually going to be our objective marker. It's not going to be that useful for us. I do want to get this note. I want to quick read the two notes here, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and end the video here. So let's check out our diary. So let's see, I got the one note under Hunter. Day after day, our patrols go out to the northern tunnels, and day after day, they return bearing casualties. Murdered brutally, inexplicably so. Even more casualties come back alive but insane, and yet it's only by sending our friends, neighbors, and relatives out there that we can keep the Dark Ones at a distance. When we run out of manpower to stop their attacks far enough, when they arrive at the station itself, we'll be done for. I hear people talking secretly at the station that it's just us prolonging the agony, that there's no hope for salvation. But Sukhoi, my stepfather and the head of the station, still hopes for a miracle. He insists that an old friend of his, Hunter, can save us. Hunter is a member of the Spartan Order, a battle brotherhood sworn of protecting the Metro from any and all dangers. There is nothing capable of instilling fear into the hearts of those men. At least there was nothing until the Dark Ones arrived. Yeah, just total group of badasses that are pretty much ready and willing to kill anything. Last Light does expand on them a little bit, and they do even more kick-ass stuff there. Let's look at the first note here in the exhibition. Note 1. The task of defending our home station with the Dark Ones, enemies horrifying, mysterious, and unbeatable, is becoming the sole focus of all of our efforts. We've all but forgotten our old enemies, the Nosalises and the Watchmen, and if not for Hunter, these beasts would have been unleashed on our hospital. I cringe to think of the carnage that would ensue should Hunter have arrived a mere hour too late. Yeah, these guys at this station exhibition, they're just hanging on by a thread. And we have to go ahead and try to get them some help of some kind. That's going to be the overarching story here. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. I'm a little embarrassed that I died first in the first video here, but that probably won't be the first time that that happens. So, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next time.